The old and the weak are doomed.
Wolfenstein: The Old Blood is one of the easier games to platinum in the Wolfenstein series, especially when compared to Wolfenstein 2. Not gonna lie, I kinda wanna try this.
Well, we're waiting.
Starting off, we'll be playing through the story and working towards the collectibles, perks, and nightmare levels along the way. And I'll be doing it on one of the easy difficulties because I'm not about that thug life. Ha! Gay! Wolfenstein: The Old Blood begins by introducing us to our main character, BJ. An American spy deep within enemy Nazi territory. And this guy here, who I believe is part of MI5. And after gaining access to Castle Wolfenstein, we're introduced to this fine specimen. Seems like a reasonable man to me. After being granted access and taking a lift down, I stumble across my first nightmare level. The only thing scary about these is how boring they are. Not to mention how easy it is to get lost in them, as everything looks the same. There are 8 of these in total, 1 in each chapter, and they serve as a reference to Wolfenstein 3D that released all the way back in 1992. All you need to do in order to complete them though is find the key and then the exit. Easy enough, but with each of them having a trophy tied to them, so that helped me get through it and just barely stay awake. And shortly after that we unlock a second trophy for finishing the prologue. And by this point I'd already forgotten why we were here.
I'm kinda retarded.
But those plans soon change when our cover is blown and our only objective now is to escape.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Wait!
Unfortunately, that was just the beginning, and after being captured and thrown in a prison cell, BJ just climbs up on out like it's an everyday task. As we navigated our way through the castle, I decided to do so as stealthily as possible in order to avoid any unnecessary combat.
He's a pussy.
I then unlocked my first perk for overcharging my health above 200. Perks are earned by completing in-game challenges that reward you with an upgrade upon their completion, and a trophy being tied to each one.
Oh yeah.
Oh look, another nightmare level. And after a lengthy chase... Thankfully, BJ reminds us of our plans going forward.
Don't worry, Wesley. I've got a plan.
Wesley? What kind of a name is that?
Break into the keep, set you free. Then we get the hell out of this place and contact Kessler in the village tavern.
Well, I'm glad someone's listening. At least this time we got to take a more scenic approach to the castle.
Wait!
I also unlocked the Vampire perk, awarded for performing 25 stealth takedowns.
No, God!
I'm already over these and I've got another 5 to go. I then stumbled across some gold someone left on a bookshelf, and as it turns out it was the 8th piece I'd found on my journey, and proceeded to perform my 20th stealth kill on a commander.
Hey.
Oh good, we found him. Well, I hope all this was worth it.
What the dog doing?
Nope, he's dead. We then find ourselves strapped to the very same electric chair and undergo some minor torture.
Die.
We then return the favour and avenge our boy. Unfortunately, our new friend escaped, but it wouldn't be the last we see of him. And I believe that's our cue to leave. On the way out, I managed to unlock 2 perks. One for overcharging my health to 250, followed by killing 5 enemies during the time I had that overcharged health. Chapter 4 is undoubtedly the longest chapter in the game, and because of that, I got a lot of trophies. 3 of which I achieved for getting 50 kills with specific weapons. Another for collecting 100 helmets. Performing 100 dual wield kills. Overcharging my armor to 200. And finally for killing 50 enemies from behind cover. And once all that was over with, we were almost back to where we started, but not before finding my 16th piece of gold. I feel like I'm missing something. Anyway, we make our way across the bridge, finally met up with this Kessler fella, only to be greeted by a knock on the door.
FBI, open up!
You take my car! You take my green car! Leave all my car, no!
And with that, we were at the halfway point.
I'm done.
From here, we would have to make our way through this Nazi-infested town in order to rendezvous with another undercover agent who knows the location of our next target. This is also where I'd find the location of my 5th letter. We're then provided with some clothes and a way into our main objective, and it goes as well as you'd expect. After a quick power nap from our second failure of an undercover mission, we realised that it was the Nazis who caused the explosion by trying to unearth something buried deep underground. There's also this gas that leaks from the ground now that turns people into zombies, but only for some and not others. I don't know. I unlocked my next perk here though by bashing 10 of their heads in. On that note, I decided to be an ideal place to get some perks here, as these zombies are a lot easier to kill. Firstly, for earning a triple kill with 1 grenade, and secondly for killing 20 enemies with the last bullet of a magazine.
This needs to stop. Now.
I didn't even know this was a thing, but depending on which way I turned at the beginning of the level would then affect who I saved, and I'm a big believer in bros before hoes. I then went on to find my 32nd piece of gold, and that's it for chapter 7. We finally made it to the final mission. It's time to find Helga, get those documents and finish this. Now, ordinarily I would be mad coming across one of these, but it's the last one. And with that being the last one, I get an additional trophy for completing them all. I then proceeded to kill whatever this is, finally get a hold of those plans, and kill this bitch all at the same time. And yet, despite doing all of this shit by myself, the whole resistance is here to save me now that the game's over. The important thing though is that stage 1 is now finally complete. And with that we move to stage 2. I first found the remaining letters, and then the remaining pieces of gold. Oh, and I saved a net this time around instead.
Gotcha, bitch!
Stage 3 was all about challenge maps. For me, these were undoubtedly the hardest and most infuriating trophies. These challenge maps take place within the story's combat sections and require me to accumulate enough points in order to attain a gold medal. Gold medals, however, are only accessible on the second hardest difficulty or above. For most of these levels, the points required for gold require as many headshots and combo kills as possible. However, I will admit that this is mostly a skill issue, and I, well, just can't aim. And if I wasn't so stubborn, I could have saved myself a lot of time by looking up guides to help me. Mainly because some of these levels have a very specific order you need to kill enemies in order to achieve gold. Fortunately though, there is no bonus awarded for finishing fast. So I'd not only advise but also recommend that you take your time with these. And after unlocking my last perk for 200 kills with the minigun, I have to admit they weren't all that bad and just required some trial and error. Anyways, here's that platinum trophy pop once I completed all of those challenges. Overall, this game was a lot of fun, and what it lacked in story and length, it made up for in gameplay and action. If it weren't for the challenge maps, I'd give it a 10 out of 10 for the platinum trophy hunting experience. If you've made it this far, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And as always, thanks for watching. Is it just me, or does the platinum of Wolfenstein 2 sound like a really good idea?